Hello everybody and welcome to the river Sabis in Gaul, in today's Belgium. I was going to do a brief video overview over the setup, and then I realized that the setup is so spread out that I actually cannot even capture it all on camera. So I started this whole, so I'm going to stop the recording now and I'm going to insert a still image of the whole battlefield, and then I'm going to talk you through the various different parts. And there will be some camera shaking, so those of you who suffer from seasickness easily, you'll have to take a pill. Okay, here I'm back. You've seen the still photograph. I'm going to point out a couple of things about this scenario. First of all, there is an unfinished Roman camp right here. And there are different cohorts deployed all around it, and they're facing the unfinished walls. And what this represents is these guys actually trying to finish this Roman camp. And in addition, you have cohorts from these legions spread around the whole battlefield, or the battlefield to be, I should say, foraging. All right. You have Julius Caesar over here, and on the first Roman turn, the Belgians go first. This is actually quite a complicated setup. He may activate up to 4 legions. Now, the problem is that these ones are all faced in different directions, and also seeing as they're completely, I wouldn't want to call it disordered, but since they're completely, if you like, running around wildly foraging, every time they move, they incur cohesion hits until they have moved once through the central cohort, which is stacked with a catapult and an aquila, and only then can they reform. So that's what the Roman player will have to do in the first, or on their first turn, at least for the 4 legions that are in command range of Julius Caesar. So that would be, in this case, the 10th up here, the 9th, the 11th, and the 8th. The 12th and the 7th will have to go on later turns. The Belgians are deployed over here in the forest. Here we have the Atrebates with 2 commanders. This is the only time actually that I've seen the Gaulish troops stacked. And over here we've got the Nervii, that's the bigger part, that's 30 groups. And they also have 2 chiefs. Over here we have slingers and Roman cavalry. Now the thing about these guys is that they were basically, they were supposed to be scouting. And the funny thing is, as soon as they see, sorry, these guys face this way, as soon as they see a Belgian cohort, as soon as they have line of sight, you have to do a TQ check, and they're either, if they fail it, they're eliminated from the game, and if they pass, they will take 2 cohesion hits. So although they were aware that the Belgians were in the area, once they met them or once they saw them, they were so surprised and horrified that they lost their cool and just ran, or were so disgruntled and just didn't know what to do. So that's quite an interesting thing that you have to do. So while this battle is happening, there are 2 events. One is that on the first, as of their first turn, or later if they wish, the Belgian player can bring in reinforcements from down here, and as of the, I think it's the 8th turn, let me see, reforming ranks, yeah, there is a baggage train coming in, guarded by 2 legions. You can't see it, it's up here from behind the fort, and it needs to, from behind the Roman camp, and it needs to move in. And it consists of 4 wagons, and it's guarded by 2 recruit legions. And if the Belgae manage to destroy all 4 baggage train units, it doesn't matter what the route levels are like, they win instantaneously. Whenever they destroy 1 of those baggage train units, they remove 2 cohesion hits from all Belgae units within 10 hexes of the captured wagon. So what they need to do is, their objective is to get from over here and down here up to there. And they have to go through all of these legions, maybe on their way terrifying and scaring the hell out of the cavalry and the slingers, but definitely they would be incurring, or they would be meeting these guys up here in battle. So I don't know if this is even remotely possible, but I suppose we can always try. And the baggage train does not come in until, I think it's the 8th player turn of the Roman player. So seeing as the Belgians go first, it's going to be quite a long time before it comes in. Yeah. So the Belgians go first. All of their troops are ferocious, so it means even if they're out of command, they get to move adjacent to Roman troops on their activation, and they can fight them then. So this is going to be a really interesting affair. It's also, it took me, of all of the battles that I've ever set up, including Infidel, this was the most complicated to set up. And we'll see how this goes. It looks really interesting. Playing time is supposed to be, well, around 3 to 4 hours, and I can definitely see that happen, because there are lots of, even using the SGBOH rules, there are lots of things that you need to take into account. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'll report back when things have started to move on the River Sabis.